Okay, we are going to go over the test today. Go ahead and pause this recording when you need to stay with us. So it says World War I at the top, and the topic is World War I. You should make sure remember to put your name up there. And the level 2 and 3 questions are as such. Number 1, blank fostered competition. So fostered just means built up or created. So created competition between European countries, as some countries had more colonies or colonies with better natural resources than others. Does that refer to militarism, imperialism, alliances, or nationalism? Which word would best fit in that blank? Remember to pause if I'm going too fast. Number 2. How did the alliance system cause a global war? So the alliance system, how did it actually lead to a world war? A, the alliance system pulled multiple countries into war. B, countries didn't follow through on their commitments to their alliances. C, the alliance system led to the creation of large militaries to protect weaker allies. Or D, national pride led to competition among allies. Which of those is the reason the alliance systems led to a global war? Number 3, all of the following were long-term causes except. So which would fit in the blank here? So 3 of these are kind of long-term causes. They take a long time to build up. And one of them is something that's a short-term cause. Your choices are nationalism, militarism, assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, and alliances. Complete the chart. Number 4. You're putting 2 or 3 countries over here, probably 2 for Central Powers, is how we've been mostly talking about them, and then 3 for Allied Powers. Probably at least 2 over here and at least 3 over here. Number 5. Destabilized. This question says, which nation destabilized? Destabilized means like made unsettled or made it so that there wasn't going to be peace. So what nation destabilized the balance of power in Europe in the years before World War I with its increasing military and industrial might? So some country built up their military and started building a lot of factories, and that really destabilized Europe and made it more likely that war would start. Would you say that's France, Germany, Great Britain, or Russia? Number 6. What country maintained a policy of isolationism until 1917? So isolationism is when a country wants to stay by itself, doesn't want to get involved in other countries' affairs. So what country didn't want to get involved until 1917? Was it Russia, Poland, the United States, or Italy? And then number 7 is pretty straightforward. Just list 3 weapons that were kind of a big deal in World War I. So like they need to be somewhat new or were used in new ways. So like a bayonet wouldn't be a bad answer because that was used way before, and so it's not new or significantly improved. So 3 things, 3 weapons. So number 8 says countries involved in World War I often devoted all their resources to the war effort. This is called blank. So if a country puts all of their resources to try to win the war, what is that called? Total war, complete war, partial war, or rationing? Which is that strategy where everything is used to try to win the war. Alright, number 9 says, read the excerpt below to determine the type of warfare common during World War I. So the quote says, "The men slept in mud, washed in mud, ate mud, and dreamed mud," wrote one soldier. "Fresh food was non-existent. Sleep was nearly impossible." That comes from your textbook. Does that describe guerrilla warfare, submarine warfare, trench warfare, or sniper warfare? Alright, number 10, according to the Treaty of Versailles, or the terms of the Treaty of Versailles that ended World War I, Germany. So which one of these is true for Germany at the end of the war? So 3 of these are not going to be true for Germany. They might be true for other places, but which of these is not true for, or which one of these is true for Germany? So let's just start. I'll put Germany in front. Germany was released from all debts to the Allied nations. Germany was required to pay for the cost of the war. Germany stayed the same size. Germany was able to help its economy find success and growth. So which one of those are true about Germany at the end of the war? So number 11 says, what was the purpose of the League of Nations? So the League of Nations had a couple main goals, like the reason it was created. What's one of them? Number 12. So 12, 13, and 14 are all those level 3 questions. I'm just going to read them fast, but remember you're going to need to spend some time on them. So number 12 says, explain 3 causes of World War I. Determine how these causes led to World War. So you could pick militarism, alliances, and nationalism, let's say. So you need to do 2 things with them. You need to explain it. So let's say I was doing militarism. I would explain militarism, maybe a little bit about it in the time period. And then I would say how militarism actually led to the war. Maybe something from history that's an example of militarism that led to a war starting. And then I'd do that with maybe alliances and then maybe with imperialism. So make sure you're really distinctive about what it is, not just the definition, but what it was like in the time period, and then how it led to war. So you can do that 3 times. So that's a difficult question, but I think you guys will do well. Number 13 says, explain the impact of new technologies or strategies used in World War I, providing at least 2 examples. So by technology, we mean like weapons. By strategies, we mean like things that countries did to try to win the war. So you could pick one of these and one of these, or you could do 2 technologies, 2 strategies, doesn't matter. You just need to tell about them in the time period and be specific about their impact on the war. Okay? How did they change the war? Why were they important? Be another way of thinking about it. And for number 14, you need a political impact, a social impact, and an economic impact. So I'd even write political, social, economic. Tell me that happened. Political, something that happened like with laws or government. Social, something that happened to people and affected their daily lives or their patterns or their culture. Economic, how did that deal with businesses or money or rich or poor? And then this is a really interesting level 4 question. I think you guys will have fun with it. It's kind of a what if. What if that Archduke Franz Ferdinand had not been assassinated? Would there have been a war? Would the war have looked different? Would it started anyway? That's what you're looking for that question. You can take it a lot of different ways. Make sure you're using good historical evidence. Use what did happen to try to prove what might have happened. So make sure you do that. And that's it.